realize it till I like sat down just now. But my goodness, that does not feel good. I'm deeply unwell. Hold on, let me like move some things around on my screen because you know we are truly out here streaming from a laptop because that's just the life we're living and loving. Let me like make it littler so that I can see you guys. Hi, I was about to say good morning. It's not the morning. It's 7:40 p.m. Well, it's 7:38 p.m. I might need to have a snack. I'm like super hungry right now because I had a small lunch and I have chips right here, so I might have to take a snack break. I just put them here in case I get hungry. But you know. Oh my god, you're early. I'm actually late. You're actually not early. I'm late. I was supposed to start at 7:30, but I feel like I always get caught up and stuff. And then my grandma called me. I need to call her back. Hey, how's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? How's everyone's day at work? Oh my god, Gay Barbs, welcome back. Oh my god, first time chat from Kathleen. Hey, so excited. First time chat from Audria Alray. Finally made it to live. Time Zone Twins. Jake the Snake 42666. I love your username. I love that. Also, thanks for following me. Unnecessary Biker 8981. Couple people. I'm dying. Everything hurts and I'm dying. Spring break. I'm so jealous that you guys have spring break. Or miss spring break. I miss that shit. How was work, Corporate Queen? It was good. I actually had a really good day today. I feel like I'm getting to be good at my job. I'm presenting at the sales meeting tomorrow. Also, oh my god, I'm so excited. So, I don't know if anyone on here remembers the unicorn pointer saga. I got like a unicorn pointer and it broke, and then I got a new one, and like that's how I would turn on the speaker in my classroom. I loved the unicorn pointer. If you know the unicorn pointer saga, also I just realized the chat's not showing up. Let me fix that. If you know the unicorn pointer saga, like please add your thoughts. But today we were practicing for the sales meeting. Well, not practicing, but like prepping for the sales meeting of like who's presenting what, who's going first, the order, yada yada yada, whatever. And I am presenting like a couple slides and I'm like explaining this new initiative and program and how it works. So as a joke, because my boss she was like, you need to bring the energy. Like I want you to bring energy. I want it to be like on 100. And I was like, you want 100? I'll go for 100. I was like, I used to teach preschool, so it can get real annoying up in this bitch. And then as a joke, I was like, should I bring my unicorn pointer? And she was like, wait, are you serious? And I was like, I mean, I was joking, but like I have one. And she was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, what is it? And I was like, oh, it's like a pointer, but instead of like a finger on the end, it's like a unicorn. And then like the horn is like the pointer. And she was like, no, you should bring it. And she was like, please find it. Because I was like, I don't know where it is. Like it's in all my teaching stuff. And she was like, can you please try and find it tonight? I think that would be so funny and people would be really into it. So I'm like excited because like, I don't know, I was worried that when I went corporate, I was going to have to like lose my personality. But I feel like the opposite. Like I'm able to kind of be myself more because I also don't have to be like, is this ethical to say to a child? When I'm like joking around. I remember you said the second one broke. When you said the second one broke, I was so sad. No, it wasn't the second one didn't break. It was the first one broke. Did the second one break? No, I think you're right. I think it broke and I fixed it. I can't remember. I've fixed it a couple times. I don't remember the ones that broke and the ones that didn't. You're going to have the most engagement ever in your meeting. No, like I'm literally going to do cartwheels. I was like, you want engagement? I will get engagement. I was like, I'm going to have these agents moving. They're going to be up out of their seats. Sales meeting what? Sales meeting who? No inventory? We can handle it. We're going to still sell. Like it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm only talking for like 2 seconds, but I like it. Okay. Oh wait, I have a bunch of chat. Thanks. I won a rainbow reusable straw for being the first 100 people on campus to answer a survey about all the sexual assaults that have been going on. That took a turn. So it was like, sorry that everyone keeps getting assaulted on campus. Do you want to talk about it? And do you also want a rainbow straw? They hired the perfect person. That's what they said. They were like, we need like 5 more of you. Because most people on my team are like more tech people and not like people. So they need more like people. My whole team is former teachers. Our meetings are always entertaining. The corporate world needs that kind of energy. That's why I like real estate, because I feel like real estate, people are a little more out there. Like people throw parties more often. People are a little more like fun than they are in like accounting, you know what I mean? I feel like real estate agents have a little more pizzazz than most other industries. Let's go ahead and go through these though, because there's so many batshit, absolutely fucking crazy ones. I don't know, like I shouldn't be laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm like laughing so I won't cry. You know what I mean? Yeah, my computer is being so stupid. I need a new computer so bad. I also need a new phone, so that's good. Phone is gonna come first though. I need to get a new phone first because that's more important. You know, I use that all the time. I only use this computer when I stream. Like it literally just sits here and doesn't move. And I use it when I stream. And that's it. Because don't tell anybody. But sometimes I like work on these at work. Like when no one needs anything and the office is really quiet, I have nothing to do. I'll just be like, and work on this. I got icy death glared by a toddler for telling her she needed to clean up her Play-Doh before she got a book out. It's the gasping for air. I always gasp for air. So I'm always gasping for air for a couple of reasons. One, I talk really fast and like I can't keep up with myself. Like my brain can't keep up with my mouth. I talk really fast. The other reason, I don't know if you can tell, my nose right here, like if I pinch my skin, the bone is like too thin. I actually have an appointment with an ENT in May because like it's really hard for me to take a deep breath. Like to go like through my nose like hurts and like I can't get the air up there. So my mom has the same problem. Oh my God, I mean your computer. I thought you meant because I'm gasping. And my computer. Bro, me and my computer have that in common. Stormy, you look just like mommy. Stormy, baby, just like mommy. That's my computer and me trying to breathe. Okay. Free nose job through insurance. So that's the thing. Oh my God, Average Tay, you also follow me on Instagram. I saw your Instagram comments. You like tagged me in something. I like should be copping that free nose job, but I hate hospitals. I hate surgery. I hate medication. I hate all of it. So I'm hoping that it's like not going to be that serious. And like I could get cosmetic stuff done to my nose as well, but like I feel like that's going to be more surgery. Like the surgery will be longer, or like I don't know. I just don't want to do like the bare minimum. You know what I mean? Hi. Oh my God, it makes me so happy to see subscribers on here. Like Sydney, Tay. Big shout out, big money. So there's the same 4 things I go through every time, kind of like why I'm doing this, why I'm here, whatever. Everyone thank Evie for our slides. Evie actually also posted a TikTok about this. I just duetted it on my page. That was so fucking funny. Evie's hilarious. But yeah, they make the slides. They basically will take you all submissions and put them into this PowerPoint. And then I go through and read them and do like the bolding, and then I make the memes is how we do this. Oh my God, my grandma's like calling me literally like nonstop and like, ma'am, I love you and I want to talk to you, but like right now is like not the time. Oh my God, let me reply to this person's comment. Okay. So everyone thank Evie for our slides. So let's go ahead and get into it. So what are ratios for anyway? Our special education staff is forced to work with almost double the legal amount of kids. That's very much illegal, very much not okay. Content warning, inappropriate sexual contact. So my freshman year of college, it came out that an 8th grade teacher who was also athletic director from my middle school had touched one of his students inappropriately multiple times, including incidents in front of other students and one occasion in the cafeteria where she had to slide under the table to escape while other students and teachers watched. No one intervened, also made inappropriate comments about her appearance. The teacher locked the student in a classroom with him and tried to SA her, so she stabbed him with a pencil to escape. A student mentioned some of this concerning behavior to the guidance counselor, and it was downplayed, something along the lines of he's just friendly. After months and multiple meetings with guidance counselor, the teacher, nothing changed. Years later, she reported the assault because she was afraid for her younger sister. The district scrambled to try and cover their asses, saying they followed protocol, etc. The parents sued the district for $10 million for not intervening when necessary, and there was a massive social media outcry because several weeks after the student disclosed her assault, he was still in the classroom. He was eventually removed, but he should have been fired years ago. Yeah, let me like keep up with the chat. And fix. I hate how it always messes up the like chat thing on here. I have to get like a different streaming software, or whatever it's called. This is like the cheap free one. I guess you get what you pay for. This one was really bad. Like the thing that got me, wait, is this PLL high school? What is this PLL Pretty Little Liars? The thing that got me the most about this one was this part about other students and teachers watching. I do not fault the students at all because that's not their fault, and like they are kids, they shouldn't have to deal with stuff like that. But I do fault the teachers because I can tell you right now, like I will physically attack a grown man. Like I really don't care. I will physically attack a grown man if it comes down to it. Like I don't have a problem doing that in any way, shape, or form. And like that's the energy that I think everyone should have in this scenario. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's horrifying. This is horrifying. The emojis. How as an adult did they not think maybe I should step in? Like, yeah, literally. I wouldn't be able to physically stop myself. You know what I mean? My high school was kind of like PLL high school. 2 of my male teachers marrying former students. Ugh. Ugh. And thank you for subscribing, Obi2 Woken. PLL high school. I'm still stuck on the all clock a grown man. Yeah, literally. Like, what are you gonna do? Hit me back? Then I get a check. So do it. You know what I mean? Like I really am not, there's nothing to lose by doing that. How has this not been reported previously? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of memes in this one as well. And also like, I'm not trying to joke about trauma. I'm just trying to like make humor of a depressing situation and then like communicate how fucked up it is via humor. You know what I mean? Look up Project Gateway. It's a declassified study. Ooh. I will do that. Also, if you ever have something that you like want me to do a stream about or like something you want me to know about, whatever, you can always email me. I check that email like a lot. With that kind of behavior, there might be more students. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you felt comfortable doing that in public, what are you going to feel comfortable doing like in fucking private? You know what I mean? Clearly he locked that girl in the room. So my college professor rented a room to students, found out there were 2-way mirrors. Oh my God. And that's something like I would absolutely fall for that. Like if one of my professors was like, oh, I have a rental property, I rent it out to students. Like that's to me, now that I'm knowing this, it's weird, but like I wouldn't think of that as a red flag. You know what I mean? That's fucking terrifying. 2-way mirrors. Oh my God. Okay, so it was a test day. A student with anxiety asked to test in the hall. I went outside for max 10 seconds to check on her. When I came back, 2 students returned talking to each other. I gave them an office referral for cheating and a 0 on the test. My principal called me down during lunch to yell at me in his glass office about how it was my fault and I had to give them a retake. They got no consequences and I got a write-up in my file. It made me cry. His office looked into the lunchroom, so 200 kids saw the principal yelling at me and me crying. Oh, and he told me to sit and stood over me. This is a meme that I made about this. Saying I'm so trusting because why would you expect someone like that to take advantage of you? Yeah, exactly. It's like you're a professor. It's like your job to do the right thing and like mentor me and like teach me. So like why would you do that to me? Dick punch him next time. I'm gonna need someone to acknowledge this meme because it took a minute and a man that sells millions of dollars in real estate was watching me format this Pauly D gif and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, it's a project. It's an art project for me and my friends. And he was like, and literally all he said is he goes, I didn't know you could put the moving ones in a slideshow. And I was like, you can. Free Tupac followed me. Do you guys think Tupac's alive? I like his music. I definitely couldn't name a song, but what I've heard, I've enjoyed. He must not know the true art. I mean, he's like in his 50s and like married and just does his work and goes home and that's his life. You know, like I don't think he's really paying attention to Pauly D. Also, I've talked about this before, but my boyfriend has partied with the Jersey Shore people and he doesn't think that that's a big deal. He was like, oh yeah, I was like clubbing with them a couple times. He was like, they're nice. I was like, I'm sorry. That's like someone witnessing the Constitution being signed. That's like a historic event. What do you mean? The moving ones, right? First time chat unnecessary, literally. He was like, the moving ones. I was like, yes, king. The moving ones. I was like, it's a GIF. Some people say GIF. A lot of people are, you know, very upset one way or the other. I don't really have an opinion. Big fan of you and Pac. I'm honored to be like in that same message, to be just like in a sentence with that icon. Sorry, I'm late and missed last week. It's okay, quarter life crisis. I forgive you. More important than the Constitution, in my opinion. Honestly, it might be. Like, I think it has more of an impact on, like, the culture of our time. Okay, so principal regularly forces kids with IEPs into other schools / more restrictive classrooms because she doesn't feel like dealing with them. Do you guys like the show Friends? I fucking hate that show. I think I watched too much of it at once. Like, I tried to binge watch Friends and I was in high school, and after like season 3 or 4, I was like, I'm not having a good time, but I was just like committed and wanted to finish it, and finished it and hated every minute of it. I think it's because it has a laugh track. I hate laugh tracks. I fucking hate laugh tracks so much. If a show has a laugh track, I cannot watch it. Physically, I cannot. One of my kids sent me one of your videos today and this said, "This reminds me of me and you." And I said, "That's the highest honor." It's the highest honor for me. Thank you. It's the highest honor for me. I'm so glad someone else said it. I hate it. And this is a Friends hating safe community, because every time if you're like, oh, I think Friends is like kind of boring, people riot. People get so mad. And I'm like, get a personality trait. Like, why is this show that much of your personality? When, like, it's funny, there's good moments, it's iconic, a lot of the fashion, like, whatever, I get. It's like a cultural icon, it's a staple. But, like, it's really not that deep. People ride way too hard for Friends, in my opinion. The Office is way better. To me, this is like my workplace sitcom. Abbott Elementary is number 1. Abbott Elementary is firmly at the top. Parks and Recreation, Veep, The Office. Love all of them. I want to be clear, I love all of them. But that's my order, personally. Superstore. Oh, Superstore's a good one. I forgot about Superstore. I think Superstore goes below The Office. I did. The Office is really funny. It's also nostalgic because I used to watch it with my dad. Will and Grace. I haven't seen Will and Grace. Does it have a laugh track? I think it does. Veep is my number 1. I love Abbott. I did an interview about Abbott. I'm excited. It should be coming out soon. I need a high school teacher version of Abbott. I want them to make a high school teacher version of Abbott Elementary, and I want to be the star of the show. And I want it to be based on my life and my teaching experience, because it was very interesting, and I think it could be very good. I have sent many messages about this, and all of them have gone unanswered. So if anyone wants to be on the internet and talk about how there should be an Abbott or Abbott High School, literally my grandma has called me so many times. If anyone wants to go on the internet and talk about how there should be an Abbott High School and that I should be the star, go for it. And I'm already on episode 10. Good. It's a good show. It's easy to burn through. I'm happy because I thought last week was the finale, but this week's the finale. It's on Tuesday, but I don't watch till Wednesday because, you know, I'm on that Hulu lifestyle. Let me reply to these other comments. 30 people were like, wait, where are you live on? I'm confused. The fact that I used the words Daddy Putin today in my U.S. history class made me want to unalive. Oh my God. I just took an ed psych for my final program today. God, the future is bleak. Materials used in the DSM-4, the R slur, and all these questions were like, Theodore was in a motorcycle accident and missed 3 months of school. What would you do? Can I get more info than that? No, literally. Literally. As someone in a Philly public school, Abbott is too real. Yeah. God. Okay. So, content warning, discussion of rape and assault. This one's kind of a long one. I've always said, love the long ones. If you have one you want to submit, the link's on my page and it'll be at the end too. So I'm now interning in a school district. With the knowledge I have now about education and policy, I can't believe what went on in my high school. I graduated in 2015, so it may be different now, but I want to speak up in case it's not, because change needs to happen. Many problematic behaviors, but I want to speak about one particular unit in gym class. I was talking about this on TikTok earlier. The girls were taught self-defense, and in one of the lessons, a crisis coordinator from a rape center would come in. The idea itself is not bad. My problem, however, is that the boys did not receive a similar unit. The boys played flag football those 5 weeks instead. Also, 5 weeks is a long unit. This was problematic because A, boys get assaulted too, they deserve proper information, and B, only the girls got a lesson on what consent was, so if we were the ones trying to educate our peer, like, yes, it is indeed rape if you have sex with someone, even a girlfriend, when they are completely inebriated. We should not have been the ones explaining this to the boys. That's like, why would you, why would you think the girls should be the target audience for that? Like, read one statistic, read one book, I beg of you. Another issue I took with this program, which may just have been due to how the teachers were scheduled for work, is that the first 3 years I took this unit, I was taught by an older male who made it known that he did not want to ever hear about our experiences. That must be kept private, and did not have any rapport with female students. I never felt comfortable talking to him. I also want to mention on the final day of the unit, as it was getting particularly grueling every year and got much worse after year 2 when I SA/rape trauma. So it was the last day of the unit, and it is a test to see how well we all learned to defend ourselves. Girls sat in a line and watched as we were one by one called out to role play a scenario in which we would need to escape from. This is disgusting. Now, who was role-playing the attacker? Another student? No. They would bring in various male teachers, put them in full gear, padded from head to toe with a metal shield covering their face, and have them role-play attacking us. Imagine being a male teacher and being told to physically attack your student and saying yes. If an administrator asked me to do this, I'd be like, no, and I'm calling the police. Like, a cab? But, like, what the fuck? This is insane. I don't remember a student ever being seriously physically injured, but it was a grueling fight each time. They did not go easy. I would have bruises from trying to get away and accidentally hitting the metal shield. Not once did a single student ever succeed in getting away from the attack. So after hearing all the statistics about how this could be us, and already was many of us, we would sit one by one watching each classmate get pinned down by a man in full padding. It's like, why teach us all this self-defense and have us fail? Clearly what they were teaching wasn't working, and it just ended up having a really depressing situation, knowing that even with self-defense training, you're fucked. Hard fact to face as a 14-year-old, hard to face it every year. Oh, and then you have to go back and see a man who just pinned you down teaching class and pretend everything was okay. This is like so fucking unhinged. The police would probably be on their side. Yeah, the police would be like, this is great. We're going to implement this nationally. Who would I call? Ghostbusters? I don't know. I'd probably call like my mom. I'd be like, I don't know what to do. Do something about this. Men are being weird. Help. Is this the same one you did the TikTok about? Yeah, it is. Jake the Snake 42666. That's the fucking truth. I'd quit on the spot. Absolutely. Why the hell would they say yes? No, literally. Board of Education. Yeah, they're not the most helpful people. I hope that this practice has been stopped. Have a self-defense curriculum, but all students need to be a part of it. No role-playing fights with grown men in pads. I really don't think role-playing fights like this is appropriate with anyone role-playing the perpetrator. You need competent, trained professionals to do a course like this and not enact further trauma on students. I feel bad I didn't stand up as a student. Don't feel bad. You were a kid. Don't feel bad. When I was there, but it was all just so normalized. Are Catholic and Christian schools a thing in America? Because this seems like a Catholic school thing. They are a thing. I don't know if this was one. If a male teacher role-play attacking me in high school, I would have been traumatized for it. So when I was 14, I did a role-play. I was like in lifeguard training, and I did a role-play of like where you have to get away from the drowning victim because they're like, you know, you can't save them, and they're like gonna drown you basically. And a grown man like was the victim, and I was like the lifeguard, and honestly he did it in a way that was very professional and comfortable and like all of that, and it still was like really hard for me, and I was like shaken afterwards. Like, he didn't touch me in any ways that were inappropriate. He only ever touched like my arms and my feet, and like he told me everything that was going to happen beforehand. He gave me like a signal if I was uncomfortable and wanted him to stop. Like, he did it in such a like the best way I think possible, and I do think that was necessary. Like, that was like safety training. But like even that like really riled me. So I can't imagine this, because this is 1,000 times worse. Ugh. Okay, deadass, I want OP to drop the name of the school. Me too. I want to make a phone call. So I do want to mention that the last year I took it, it was taught by an amazing female PE teacher who made everyone feel heard, loved, and accepted. So it does seem like the program must have been going in the right direction, and very well might be totally different now. No hate to anyone. I think they were trying to give us the best skills. It was just executed poorly. They have grown since then, and any other school who has a program similar takes these thoughts into consideration when implementing a self-defense program, especially when it's aimed at female students and the SA/rape/partner violence is the topic. That is a unit plan that needs very careful consideration. That's all I'm trying to point out. This is from upstate New York. Once I was reprimanded for using, actually, I want to like hang back and read the chat a little bit about this. Okay. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Plancy. Thanks. I go to Catholic school. It's pretty weird. This is so fucking traumatizing. Yeah, American Christian Catholic schools would absolutely do this. Yeah, that's crazy. I went to Catholic school in Canada and they had us role play. Hold on. Let me focus. They had us role play going into an abortion clinic by walking into the classroom and having the rest of the class yell insults at us. Oh my God. What? Like, what insults? What did people think of? Like, did they, oh shit, did they give the kids like ideas? Like, did they give them a script or were they just like, think of something? Insult them. Like, I can't even imagine like giving directions for that. Oh my God. Okay. Once I was reprimanded for using exclamation points in an email, and I was told to read an email etiquette packet that doesn't exist. This one got me. This is like the most school thing ever, where like they tell you you're in trouble and you need to read something that doesn't exist, and it's over something that's like literally fine and like not serious. Also, if we broke down and cried, they would not let us have a cupcake that people who didn't break down could have. What? Still tiny. If we broke down and cried, do you remember? Oh, yeah. You were the Catholic school. If we broke down and cried, they wouldn't let us have a cupcake. Does the cupcake represent the abortion? Is it like, oh, you made it, you get to have the abortion because you got through the bullies, or is it like you got scared and ran home and now you have to take care of a baby, so no cupcake? Is that it? Is it like, to me, this is more like training. You know, you're like getting ready to do that. They're like, this is what it's going to be like, just so you know what's up. You can prepare yourself. Let's do it in a more low-key environment. You know? That's crazy. This sounds like religious trauma haunted houses that are supposed to just scare you into Christ. Oh my God. Christian schools are a madhouse. God, it's fucking brutal out here. Okay, a parent called the superintendent on me because she thought I wasn't servicing her kid's special education, and I was. But her kid thought I was the teacher's assistant. He was also absent 8 out of 10 sessions. Here's the meme that I made about this. I'm really proud of it. Let me catch up in the chat. I love how we're getting into Catholic school trauma. That's not something I have experience with, but I know it's like very much a problem for people. My Catholic school is very homophobic and religion teaches strong homophobic values. I went to Catholic school and in 8th grade, the girls did a self-defense unit while the boys learned karate. Like literally how to attack people while we're learning how to fight. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. But like, they literally were like, all right, you're going to learn to be better fighters. And you're going to learn how to defend yourself. Did they make y'all fight at the end to see who won? Like, that's terrible. That's like literally the Hunger Games. Oh my God. You trying to service your kid who isn't, trying to service a kid who isn't even here. I don't know if you can read it. It's kind of tiny. And it says, no joke, where the hell is everybody? And then versus the mom's reaction. Don't hide behind the fine print and technicality. Do your job. Because that's totally like a very like customer service-y parent thing to be like, you're going to hide behind all this fine print, the fine print of attendance. And it's like, yes, I am going to hide behind the fine print of attendance. That's absolutely where you can find me. Forward my mail to the fine print because that's where I'm hiding. Okay. So I work in a DC high school doing after-school programming, and even though we're required to run background checks on anyone who interacts with our students, my boss told us to let people work with our students without checks or clearances because MPPD, I think that's Maryland Police Department, I don't know what that is, and other checks are behind in processing. As a person who was sexually abused by a coach as a teacher, or as a teenager, not a teacher, sorry, as a person who was sexually abused by a coach as a teenager, this is super triggering to hear. When I told her about my experience, she was sympathetic, but basically said we can't wait for background checks to clear because otherwise there would be no clubs, athletes, tutoring, etc. Many of the people we work with have had clear background checks in the past, but I'm worried every day about our students being Metro PD, thank you. About our students being alone with people that could be potential abusers. We love our teachers who do after school, and we couldn't offer as much as they do without them. We try and bring people from outside organizations from outside organizations as possible, but honestly, if it were up to me in this school year, we would only have teachers do our programming because we've gone through all the background checks for those people's jobs. Anonymous office staff. I love hearing from office staff. If you watch my streams and you work as office staff in a school, or if any of you know someone who does, please send them my submission link, because I think that's who really knows like the worst of the worst, like the people in the office always know the most. The American education system sounds like a hellscape. I don't know how y'all have survived this long. Have we survived? That's the question. We have, I'm a senior at a high school that recently had a huge scandal for a teacher slapping a student across the face. His name is Mike Hosinski. Oh, there's a video on this one. I'm actually going to show the video first. This was really went viral and was all over the place. I actually think I saw it on the news.
Booking a family vacation in a Verbo means leaving.
So I want to show the video first because I'm sure all of you have seen it. I'm not going to play the audio. I don't even think there is audio to it. But this is the video right here. So that wasn't a little tap. That was a lot. I've definitely given kids stop. A love way with kids I'm close to, but this is a lot. This is scary. So we're going to read the story after it. I actually kind of not changed my view, but the story there's a lot more to the story than what's shown on video. It gives more context. I didn't change my opinion, obviously, but yeah. Okay. So, where to go? I actually had him for my world civics class freshman year, and he was an incredibly kind man with a great heart, but terrible political views. The school was very small, only about 600 students. He was a community legend and very well loved by the school and students, but he had gotten scandals before for having far right-leaning stickers and imagery around his classroom. The student in the altercation had been expelled from 3 other nearby schools and had over 20 office referrals just this year. How he managed to slip through the system and not be placed in an alternative school or therapy is beyond me, but nevertheless he ended up at our school instead of getting the help that he needs. The incident started with the student refusing to take off his hoods and earbuds. The argument quickly escalated, and eventually the student threatened to SA, that means assault, that way, threatened to SA Hosinski's daughter. Hosinski, I think I'm saying that right, Hosinski, then slapped the student in the face, making his head hit the wall. The teacher requested early retirement and immediately after it happened and was bailed out of jail after turning himself in the next day. Obviously, what the teacher did was horrible and unforgivable, but I can't help but also condemn the administration and system for letting a student get us to this point without any intervention. And then here's the link to the YouTube video. So I wanted to include this one because I think a video only shows one snapshot and there's so much more that goes into that. Obviously, I'm not defending this person's behavior. That's never acceptable, but I think it's you can see there's a lot more to this story, and it's not that was out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's not okay, but it wasn't out of nowhere. I didn't know about what the kid said. Yeah, me either. And I read some stories about it. I didn't know that kid said that. So that's what's crazy to me. And Plancy, you get Star Student Award because you subscribed with Prime and you've been very, very active in the chat. Do you hate me? No, why would I hate you? First time chat. Phrenomial 414. I don't hate anyone. That's not true. I do hate some people. All right, so I'm an LGBTQ plus teacher in a relationship with another teacher at my school. We are out to most teachers at our school and out on private social media accounts. We made our principal aware of our dating right before the beginning of the school year. Oh wait, I'm from TikTok. This is my first stream of yours. Thanks for coming. Okay, so we made our principal aware of our dating before the beginning of the school year, and they said we're very happy for us and that their day was made when we told them we were together. Great start, off to a great foot. I have been at this school since March 2020, and my partner has been there over 7 years. My partner has incredibly high scores all 7 years, even demonstrating the highest math scores in the district 1 year. Fast forward to January 2022, another teacher at our school said in a public equity committee that sexuality is a choice and we shouldn't teach it in our schools. Both my partner and I made admin aware of how the boss made us feel and showed concern for the number of LGBTQ students in our school. Despite the LGBTQ safe spaces and mandatory training being a part of our school's mission statement and employee handbook, nothing was done. Not even an education opportunity or further conversation with said teacher. I was so frustrated at the harm that this is not only doing to us, but to our students. I have countless students who feel safe telling me about their sexuality. And the fact is, this teacher is allowed to educate them with that mindset, with no opportunity to educate or even open the conversation further, is unacceptable and violent towards the population of LGBTQ students and their development. Then my partner and I got an email one morning saying that you would get expelled where I went. I'm still about saying that you would get expelled where I went, but I'm still about the physical assault. You seem to have a lot of hostility against me. I don't know what this person's talking about. Okay, then my partner and I got an email one morning that the admin wanted to have a meeting with us, and we went into a meeting, and the admin said that they had received a complaint that my partner and I are being unprofessional at work. The person who complained gave 2 reasons. 1, that someone swore they saw us kiss. 2, we both shouted "I love you" outside the beginning of the school day when there were no students outside. First of all, my partner and I don't kiss at work. Second of all, there are numerous teachers at my school who shout "love you" bye to their friends at work while students are around. So why is it okay for them to say love you bye around students, but when my partner and I do, it's unprofessional? We were then told by someone on admin that they recommend us not eating lunch together anymore, or if we do, keeping the door propped open. We were told this because our school board were not to be supportive of our relationship, super conservative district if it escalated further. Our admin would not tell us who the accuser was or give us any proof of the concerns that were brought up. So basically, we are at the point of documenting everything and are super disappointed that our professionalism is in question. Like, where was this energy when a teacher acted against our mission statement with multiple witnesses on admin? When we allegedly kiss or say "love you" bye, that warrants a meeting. It's BS, and both are beyond done. Hanson said, I had a science teacher that tried to say one of the negatives of China having the 2-kid rule is it would lead to everyone being gay. Oh my God. I shared that one of my students was trans with permission to the principal because they wanted to go by a different name. She refused and berated me for taking a kid's side over the parent. I was crying and went to a coworker's room just to keep crying for a bit. She assumed I was talking shit and started to scream at me for being unprofessional in front of 3 coworkers who had no idea what was going on. Bro, administrators will be like, "You're being unprofessional," and then punish you for unprofessionalism by being unprofessional. Also, I just got an idea. I want to rearrange my not what I wanted. I want to rearrange like my stuff on here. Give me a second. I want you down here. I want to make I'm trying to grab too many things at one time. I want to make like the screen bigger. I don't know if you can see like the screen going like super wonky. Why is this doing this? I hate this. I feel like a boomer. I hate it here. Okay. I don't know if you can see the screen going like super wonky right now as I'm trying to rearrange this, but I think it's going to be better and you'll be able to see the screen bigger. Je feel? Oh my God, why does that keep doing that? I get frustrated so easily. And then I get frustrated that I'm frustrated, and it's like such a bad circle. I see why it's doing this. This is so annoying. It's gonna be worth it, but it's annoying me right now. Okay. Okay. Move this like this. Boom, boom, boom. Hoping that maybe this will be live, laugh, loving a little better. Cool. I'm gonna try this layout. I don't know if that's bigger, smaller, the same size. It looks smaller. I liked it better the other way. Your face moving across the screen randomly is entertaining. Oh my God, you can see that? That's funny. I'm gonna move it back the other way. Just kidding, I liked it better the other way. I lied. Little smaller. This feels like an unpacking game. Did you see Brittany's pregnant? Yes, I actually called my sister to discuss it with her because I was like, we need to discuss this immediately, that Brittany is pregnant. Okay, that's a little bit bigger. I'm liking that somewhat better. This is a big deal. Oh my god, free Tupac, thanks for the subscribe. Sorry that I just like rearranged my entire screen and then put it back. That was my bad, like TBH. It stresses me out every time it goes to 0 viewers and I'm like, am I on the internet? Did my internet go out? Am I talking to myself? What's happening? Okay, so I tried to tell the principal that the staff was having problems with someone in the office, her friend, and she told me that I'm the problem and nobody trusts me, question mark. Brought out the lady who, by the way, said that she hates me because I would join in a conversation that was happening around me. They both screamed at me in the hallway where students and coworkers could all see me crying. Bro, so many administrators just like literally need therapy. Like high key. This sounds like my department chair. Yeah, your department chair. Prayers for you. I loved my department chair. He made teaching bearable. I miss him so much. If you're watching this, I miss you. Text me back. This feels like the unpacking game. Your face moving across the screen. Thanks for the we had Justine27 first time chat, but you're a founding subscriber. Thank you. Love seeing my face move all around. When you tell mom, come look. Okay. Ma'am, this isn't a Denny's. Same parent that has threatened to get me fired, call the superintendent on me, and sue me, all because she changed her mind on something I had written permission for. All because she changed her mind on something I'd written permission for, but she changed her mind and didn't tell me. Also tried to kick down the door to the school twice. This woman needs help. I don't understand why people need to yell. Just like speak in an adult. Just speak normal like an adult. I can get Karen-y. Like if you piss me off, I will talk to you in a way that like it's evident that I'm angry and I will be a fucking Karen to your ass. Like today I had to kind of be a Karen to my leasing office because they like miscommunicated about a bunch of financial things and it was so unprofessional and then they hung up on me when I was asking about it and like it was just not good. So I was like a respectful Karen. But like I will like get upset and I still don't raise my voice. Like, you can hold back from raising your voice. Like, there's no need to raise your voice no matter how mad you are. I guess sometimes if you're in danger and stuff, it's different, but you know what I'm saying. I've definitely gotten homophobic harassment at Denny's. Not Denny's. I haven't been to a Denny's in a minute. Well, one time I went to a Denny's with my ex-boyfriend and he like didn't talk to me the entire time and it was so miserable and I wanted to die. This last time I was at a Denny's. Not to trauma dump, sorry. Okay, first day of summer school, 95 degrees, no AC, and it wasn't even 8 a.m. I was wearing shorts that went almost to my knees, not Bermudas like flowy ones, and I got dress coded right when I walked in the door. May I remind everyone, I am a teacher. This is another meme. Y'all ever been to a Denny's with showers in the bathroom? I guess like a truck stop Denny's, there could be showers. Is that the situation? I would not shower at a Denny's. That would not be my first choice. If I was desperate for a shower and it was like my only realistic option, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. But it's definitely not something I've like wanted to do. Like you're welcome for working when no one else want to. Dress coding teachers in the summer, whack. Okay, so one time I was like living my best life teaching summer school. It was 8 to 12:30 every day. I was big chillin', like whatever. I just like was not all here because I was just like in summer mode and I'm like, this is when I was with my ex-boyfriend and I was like at his house and I like forgot I had school the next day. So I like didn't bring any clothes with me and then I had to go to work the next day and I forgot a bra. So I was wearing like dirty jeans and then like a shirt like this, like a cami instead of a bra because I just didn't have a bra. And then like this loose ass flowy t-shirt, like a big ass men's t-shirt. And that's what I wore to teach summer school. And no one said shit to me. And no one noticed I wasn't wearing a bra. You couldn't tell. But, like, that's how I dressed in summer school. So, like, you're fucking fine. I've gotten stoned in their parking lot, sometimes with the waitresses. Can I come? Bro being dress coded as an adult at all is, like, question mark. Yeah, the district I worked in didn't have a teacher dress code. That's one thing. It just said, like, you couldn't wear anything, like, inappropriate or like vulgar. That's one thing I don't like about working in an office is I have to like think about what I wear. When I was a teacher, I wore a t-shirt every day. On Wednesdays I had to wear a college shirt, so I'd always wear either a FSU shirt or a UGA shirt. And then on Fridays you were supposed to wear like a school spirit shirt. And like, I had a uniform. I wore my t-shirts every day. I had like 10, 15 t-shirts at any given time that were like school t-shirts that were either like funny things or education things or history things that I would just rotate in and out. And I loved it. My cousin, she's 15. She's an icon. We love her. Her school, like, they like protested the dress code and they got rid of it because she posted a pic at school wearing like low-rise yoga pants and like a crop top. Like, it was like a very Maddie Euphoria. It was like a crop top and then yoga pants that had like straps that went like this, but it was like bare skin right there. And then I messaged her and I was like, hey queen, I love your yoga pants. Where did you get those? Second question, how are you not in trouble at school right now? Like, I don't think you should be. I'm just wondering. And she was like, oh, a bunch of people got their parents to complain about the dress code, so we don't have one anymore. And I was like, nice. I was like, fucking shout out to y'all for that. This is dope. The kids are going to be all right. It took me forever to find this gift for some reason. Also, like, literally everyone at work saw me making this. Sometimes I wonder, like, what do they think about me? Like, what do they think I'm doing? Okay. Content warning. Due to a quarter life crisis, the Catholic school district in my city got rid of dress code before public somehow. Interesting. I got dress coded while wearing a tank top with a cami underneath. God, I hated dress codes. I used to get dress coded every day. The reason I graduated college so young, I graduated college when I was 20. The reason I graduated college so young is because I was getting dress coded every day in high school. So I started taking classes at community college because I could wear leggings. Because I was like, I'm tired of this. I need to go somewhere where I can wear leggings. So then I left high school with like almost 20 hours of credits. I know you have 60 incomplete projects going on right now, but you should just chill and talk with No Point Day and your streaming roster. Yeah, you're right. I do want to get on here and stream some more. That's what I've decided. Like, honestly, it might be Wednesday. I still haven't made Wednesday's content. I want to do Operation Paperclip, but I haven't made it yet. And if I don't find the time between now and then, like, I don't want to stress myself out over it, obviously. If I don't find the time to make it, I'm just going to, like, read an article or two about it on stream and then just, like, chat with you guys. If I don't have time. That's been my plan. Like, if I don't have time to make the stuff one week, then it'll just be a chatting week. I feel like you're thriving on the streams. I love streaming. It goes by so fast every time, and I feel like I always get to like 9 p.m. and I'm like, holy shit, I've gone through like no slides. Me when Miss Redacted reads my silly little chats, I'm gonna get a good grade in Twitch, which is both okay to want and possible to achieve. You literally have a 97 right now. Like, I just put in your grades and you have an A. So like, you're fine. These streams are my wind down time. That's good. I want it to be like good vibes only, and then so you can just like drift off to sleep after this, you know? Okay, content warning. This is from Canada. I was in grade 6 and I'd only been at my new school for a couple months and didn't really have friends. I had started school early in kindergarten, so I was only 10 years old. Oh no, I'm failing. Gotta be more active. Yeah. Some of you guys are failing this class right now. Some of you have 30s. Some of you, your participation points are on 0. Holy shit, I just came up with the best, worst idea I've ever had. You guys know when you were in school and the teacher would have like a cup with like your name on popsicle sticks? I should put like the subscribers' names on popsicle sticks and call on you. I hated doing that. I never did popsicle sticks in my classroom. Every time I got evaluated, that was my feedback. They're like, you need to do popsicle sticks. And I was like, fuck no. I was like, we do not cold call in this environment. Some of us have social anxiety, and I would rather fucking die than get cold called. I want you to drift off to sleep. Content warning. You guys don't watch depressing stuff before bed? My 10th grade math teacher, and it increased my anxiety by 1,000,000%. That's why, like, they came to my classroom to tell me to do that, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm literally not gonna do it. And they're like, but, and I was like, nothing you can say next will make me do that. Because we do not cold call. We do not cold call. Occasionally, I would cold call an opinion, but not like in a whole class way. You know, like if I was at one side of the room, I'd be like, and a bunch of kids were talking about something, I'd be like, what do you think of this? But like, I don't know was always an acceptable answer. And they knew that. Like, sometimes they'd be like, I don't know. And I'd be like, that's cool. Sometimes you don't know stuff, and that's fine. Because sometimes I don't know stuff. Because sometimes they would ask me stuff, and I'd have to Google it, and they would laugh, and I'd be like, do y'all know everything? No. I always watch depressing stuff before bed. My mentor teacher wants me to cold call so bad, and I'm like, no. Okay, what did I do besides? Okay, so the way I got away with not cold calling was Nearpod. I was like, I don't have to cold call because I check the Nearpod reports, is always what I said. And like, that's how I was able to like get them off my back about it. I thought you meant like sales calls. It's basically the same thing. Like cold calling in sales is like calling random people to try and sell. Cold calling in teaching is calling on random kids to see if some of them know the answers. I get off at 7 p.m. Eastern, so this is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is perfect. I DM'd you on Twitter about Talenti Gelato. I will look right now, Liana. Thank you so much. What's going on with these Talenti fuckers? I don't see it. When did you send it to me? Oh my god, I see it. Oh my god, okay, so yeah. You sent me this and said, like, didn't you come up with this idea? I did. However, there's a strawberry margarita. I don't think that's the best idea in the world. I think mine was better, but I did. I'm listening on my old computer that I use just to watch streams in Netflix, but the keys B, N, O, and S and some others don't work, so I get so sad that I can't chat when I'm on it, signed in on my phone to type this. Thank you, Brooke. It's okay. My computer's down bad, too. I sent you a drunk DM on Twitter once and saw it the next morning and was embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Never be embarrassed. Never be embarrassed. I'm trying to think of what else you can do besides cold calling. Oh, so a teacher friend of mine did this. She taught math, and I think she taught like 6th grade math, so I thought it was kind of cool. Each kid had a number on their desk, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then she would be like, I want someone with an even number to answer the question. I want someone with a number that's a multiple of 3 to raise their hand to answer a question, so that it like kind of was a smaller group. And I thought that was fun because it's like diet cold calling, and also it's like a math skill. So if you teach math or you just want your kids to have better math skills, you can try that. I'm going to wash dishes now, so I'm watching it here on my phone and my laptop. Thanks for the views, Queen. Or King, Clancy, I don't know. We're all kings and queens, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's get back to Canada. During this, okay, so I was only 10 years old. We were doing anti-drug unit like a dare, and it was taught by a police officer for a few days. During this, she taught us about LSD and being drugged. 6th grade, okay. Me drunk fighting with my ex-roommate publicly on Facebook and regretting it later, looking questionable. There's worse things to do. Some people have killed people. You know, like all you did was get in a Facebook fight. A guy that I dated had killed people because he was in the military, so I did break up with him. But like some people have killed people, and all you did was drunk fight on Facebook. I teach undergrad, and students and I will usually group the class in 3-4 big sections and ask a representative from each area to answer. I bought my cousin a dare shirt because she thought it was funny. My health teacher in 9th grade told my class how to do heroin. How did they know? I guess you can Google it. Ironically, my old dare officer went to prison. Not prison. Okay. So after the unit, we were told to make skits about what we had learned. I was the only girl in my group. I knew my group members, but not that well. We were having a hard time coming up with any ideas. So after thinking for a while, a kid stands up and says his idea would be to pretend to drug and rape me. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I obviously freaked out about it, but being so young, I didn't fully grasp what he said. Sorry, this is sad as hell. Never apologize for being depressing. That's one thing I stand by. At the end of the day, I talked to a special education teacher I trusted. I didn't tell my classroom teacher because I didn't think it was that bad. She took it seriously, and the next day it was brought to the principal. The principal took it seriously, but never did any further action besides making them sit in the office during recess, I think. I blocked it out. My classroom teacher never talked to me about it or talked to the student who came up with the idea. Instead, she had me change groups and seemed really annoyed by it, like I was being dramatic. The special ed teacher had my entire group sit down to talk about why comments like that were harmful. I'm really thankful she did that. I just wish the principal did more than just a slap on the wrist. My parents were called, and I ended up getting pulled from the school at the end of the year and went back to my old middle school because I moved closer. As I've grown up, I've realized just how bad what he said was, and like I said, I wish more action was taken because of what the actual fuck. I want to see why this person's dare person went to prison. Apparently he was pocketing parking money from football games, saying it was for the police department. You know, am I in favor of stealing? No. What I want to know is what he was spending the money on, because I am in favor of diverting funds from the police. So maybe he popped off in that way. What was he spending the money on? Probably something not good, I would guess, if he was a police officer and a dare officer. My English teacher got busted for meth. She would bring her shake and bake bottle to class sometimes, 1 liter bottle used to make meth instead of on the stove. Wait, did you guys know what it, like, did you see it? Like, was it just on her desk? Did you know what it was? What? Maybe he was using it for drugs. Interesting. Maybe that cop was using the parking money for drugs. The plot thickens. I would like to go back to the shake and bake bottle, however. Like, was this just out? Was this found out later? Was it like, oh yeah, that teacher with her meth bottle, it's on the back table. Like, was this just a thing that happened that everyone like normalized? I'm very confused. I need to know more about this. Dare trying to condemn Euphoria for glorying drug usage while contributing heavily is wild. Retweet. And I thought lots of kids getting high during the school day was bad. An old science teacher from our middle school got fired for telling students you could get drunk by soaking a tampon in alcohol and using it. Is that true? I didn't know if that worked or not. Jessie542, that was your first chat, and that was the best chat ever to be the first chat. She had it behind her desk. Neighbor was a cop, so I was aware of them. Weird. And other kids just didn't know what it was, I guess. My freshman year history teacher was an alcoholic and would just shop / look on Pinterest the whole day. That's me at my job now. I'll be like working and I look like I'm working so hard and I'm like and in reality I'm like on Shein. My grade 8 teacher would carry a tiny bottle in his pocket and call it his herbs in a French Canadian accent. I'm sure it was weed because it sure smelled skunky, and he would take swigs of it throughout the day. Honestly, like, sometimes kids be giving you a run for your money. Like, I'm not even gonna fault him for that. My biology teacher had us make alcohol with yeast in a balloon for fun. I love unhinged science teachers. Unhinged science teachers are some of my favorite people ever. I think they're so funny. Oh wait, I skipped one. Okay. Bitch, I don't want your candle. Take it back, weed isn't the worst. I know a gal who was snorting Adderall in the bathroom. Yeah, exactly. Principal called me into her office around Christmas, said she doesn't agree with anything I do, but she thought I have the kids' best interest at heart, and gave me a candle. I lightly said, oh, you know, you and I are getting better at communicating, etc. And she says, as long as you keep your mouth shut and mind your business and stay in your own lane. Bitch, I don't want your candle. Also, Gab Page, loving the titles for all of these. Me and Evie were just like talking about that earlier before I started streaming. I was texting them and they were like, oh, I tried really hard with the titles this time. And I was like, they're absolutely fucking fire, because I looked through this morning. Yeah, they're great. I love them. Okay. Our district treats teachers so poorly, and there's nobody to complain to because admin and HR are all friends, that in January they gave us $2,000 to stay through the end of the school year, and they offered $4,000 to stay through next January, and nobody's taking it. The rolling with the LGBTs was my fave so far. That one was a good one. I did poppers in the bathroom at my high school for a rush. Not the high school bathroom. That's so dirty. Actually, maybe it wasn't. Maybe just the school I taught at, our bathroom was dirty. Okay. So in 7th grade, in my English class, I had a teacher from Barbados that I knew through family on my father's side from Barbados. She was a typical Barbados teacher, meaning she was very strict and could be very upfront. Education is very different in other parts of the world. I just want to say that. Very strict and could be very upfront, which came off as rude to the other American students. She made us rewrite all of Romeo and Juliet, however many acts there were, into modern English. I would literally die if you made me rewrite that into modern English. I would have to drop out. I would. I'd have to drop out. That'd be over for me. She also yelled at a student who was of Indian descent because the student said that in her religion, if she's in a bathroom, she cannot pray because it's deemed dirty and disrespectful. Seems understandable. Well, the teacher didn't like that and went off on her saying, well, what if you're pregnant and dying in the bathroom and you can't pray? And this is why I put this little gif of this little girl here, because, like, why'd you just say that? Like, why was it like, oh yeah, I can't pray in the bathroom, it's against my religion. Well, what if you're pregnant and dying in the bathroom? Like, that's just a different thing. Like, what? Why would you, like, what? Why'd your brain go there? She changed the whole scenario. That's like, I heard people talking about like the Will Smith incident, and they were like, how would people have felt if he hit like Amy Schumer? And it was like, how would people feel if a different thing happened? You mean like you mean how would we feel if a totally different thing happened? Like it'd be different. So why does it matter? Because it'd be different. Like they kept bringing up Betty White. Like why? What does that have to do with anything? Okay, mind you, we were all like 12, 13. The student said, no, we're not allowed, and had to excuse herself to the bathroom to cry. The teacher also realized that all the girls were in the girls' bathroom for too long and got her yardstick and threatened to beat us with it if we did not come out. She swung it at us as we ran out of the bathroom. That same year, my 7th grade math teacher got mad and threw a table out of a student for talking back. That's fucking crazy. Is this pregnant dying person in the bathroom with us now? No, literally. It's like, where are they? Are they okay? OMG, I'm so late. Hey, you're late to class. It's okay though. You can still come in. If I still taught at my old school, I wouldn't be allowed to let you in. Because this is my school and I'm in charge, I can let you in. That would be such a good TikTok, the Amy Schumer thing. I would make that a TikTok, but I saw that on Twitter. I'm not going to steal from somebody like that, you know? Maybe I'll just like post that tweet on TikTok because it was funny. I need to try and find it. Okay, content warning, threats of a school shooting. We don't love that. My school is about 20 minutes from where there was a major school shooting, and we were named as a part of HIT Week, aka high schoolers were going to shoot up our elementary school. Parents weren't told, and all we had was a soft lockdown. This is my meme. Admin, anytime there's a massive dangerous threat. It's a secret. Nobody talk about it. Shh, it's a secret. Just between you and me, it's a secret. This happens all the time in my district. We're in the same district as a Parkland. That's crazy. I thought they would have gotten better about that after experiencing that, you know what I mean? Ooh. Ah. It's awful here, man. One time when I was in 8th grade, my teacher isolated me from the rest of the class and my friends. She made me sit at this table in the corner of the room that was kind of far away from the other tables. BTW, I went to a Montessori school until 8th grade. I have mixed feelings about Montessori. I did Montessori preschool and I had a really good experience from what I remember, but I think a lot of the Montessori places are like sketch. Oh my god, the chat is like blowing up right now. Let me catch up with this. Hold on. We'll read the rest of this one in a second. Okay, this reminds me of when a TV caught fire in our school and they didn't tell us until after it was taken care of. We had a bomb threat my freshman year and a shooting my junior year. My boss popped one of those shipping bags behind me last week and I jumped so hard he just went, guess that sounded too much like a gunshot. Like, sir, you can't just do that to a young person post-Columbine. God. It's a secret between this whole Twitch. I moved to Canada when I was 7 and nobody told me what a lockdown drill was, so I was just hiding in my cubby sobbing because I thought I was legit gonna die and didn't know English. That makes me so sad. Oh my god, I want to give you a hug. I want to give little you a hug. I'm about to cry. Sorry, I used to have to do active shooting drills with my toddler class. That makes me so sad. Wait, I want to hear what you have against Montessori. I don't have anything against Montessori. I think Montessori is a great educational model. My mom was really into Montessori. I would try and use Montessori strategies when I taught preschool. But like a lot of places can label themselves as Montessori without actually being Montessori. So that's what I mean, that a lot of places are shady, like in that way. Okay, so the only reason she had did this is because, let me actually start over because we took a long pause. One time I was in a 5th grade and my teacher isolated me from the rest of the class and my friends. She made me sit at this table in the corner of the room that was kind of far away from all the other tables. BTW went to a Montessori school until 8th grade. The only reason she did this is because I hadn't put my finished work in my binder yet. She yelled at me because I was the one who had to sort out my binder. No one forced her to do it for No one forced her. She yelled at me because she was the one that had to sort out my binder. No one forced her to do it for me, though. So almost total isolation of an 11-year-old sounded better than just talking to her about how I needed to straighten up my stuff. I don't remember how long I was stuck at that table for. Every time someone would come talk to me, she would yell at them and tell them to go away. Literally, the only thing I did to her was not put my finished work in my binder. I hope that woman rots. This is Milwaukee Public Schools. Did your school bring drug dogs under the guidance of a lockdown so you thought you were going to die for 40 minutes or so? No, but my school there were drug dogs at my school a few times. It would only happen if like something happened. Like one time a kid got caught like selling drugs, I think, so then they searched the other kids for drugs. It wasn't like a routine thing. It happened twice while I was there. My cousin's high school had drug dog visits every week until COVID happened. Yeah, I remember the first time it happened. It was during my planning period, but a bunch of my students had class together across the hall, and I was like walking back to my classroom from running an errand, and I saw them all against the wall with like the drug dog in the classroom, like and like sniffing all their bags and then coming and like going up to my kids, and I was like, what the fuck? It was so like, I will always remember that. It like is stuck in my brain. God. Okay, content warning: violence. A 7-year-old girl in our very small school district was recently killed as a part of a retaliatory drive-by. We weren't given any time to grieve and were directed to not tolerate any conversations about it in our K-5 classrooms. And this is the meme I made about it. The district after a tragedy that deeply affects the community and the students they serve. I mean, literally just don't talk about it. Don't talk. Every time we have soft lockdowns, we have drug dogs search everywhere. It's so annoying. That is annoying. That's so gruesome. How could you ignore a tragedy like that? So this is one thing. I've debated talking about this, but I want to talk about it. This is one thing that, looking back, I really regret not being more of an advocate. Like, I don't want to be too hard on myself because I'd only been teaching a month and a half and I didn't really know how to advocate at that point. But I had a student pass away in an accident. He drowned. I'm not going to get more details about it, but it was completely accidental. He was trying to save someone else. It was very, very sad. I did not know the student very well because it was only a month or so into the school year. But many of he had me, and many of his very close friends were in that class. So when we found out that he had passed away, that class was naturally like, the many students were very, very upset. And I was having a walkthrough that day that the kids, I brought it up in class, but all the kids already knew. Like, it wasn't like I was telling them, but I was kind of the first teacher that they were talking to about it, if that makes sense, because it was like a Monday morning. And he wasn't there. A lot of the kids were crying a lot. And like my vice principal had told me, like, principals from other schools are going to be walking through your room. And then when this happened, I was like, we need to cancel that. I'm not okay with that. And then she was like, it's too late to cancel. They're already on the way. And she was like, just have any kids that are upset go to the nurse and then just teach your class like normal. And I did it. And like, I hate that I did that. I hate that I did that so much. Like, I hate that the kids that were visibly upset, the vice principal took them to the nurse, and then she came back with the observers, and I carried on with the rest of the class like normal. And like, I hate, like, this is the first time I like really talked about it other than up here, and like, even talking about it makes my skin crawl that like I just continued on like that. I should have, as soon as those observers came in, been like, we recently had a death. We're just going to sit here and discuss our feelings about this. This is what you're going to observe today. But no, I was like, let's do a bell ringer about the Civil War. And like, looking back, that was not the right move. But again, I'm trying to not be too hard on myself because I was like, had just been, like, I literally was 21 years old and had been a teacher for a month and a half. So like, I shouldn't beat myself up about it because like, they shouldn't have put me in that position. But like, God, looking back, like, if that happened to me today, I would react very, very differently. Are you in Texas? No, I'm in Florida. So wrong of them to make you do that too. Yeah, and like, it actually happened. One of the people observing me was a reading coach at another school, and my friend was like, he oversaw my friend, so he knew the situation afterwards, and he reached out to me over text message and was like, hey, I'm really sorry that you were in that position. Like, if I had known that, I would have told them we should cancel it too. So I think it was really nice of him to reach out to me in that way. But yeah, I'm glad my district is kind of caring about those things, even though that's the bare minimum when a child passes. I had a teacher tell us that a student in a grade level below had died. Seeing a teacher break out in tears is something I never thought I would see. It's shitty school administrators that will put teachers in situations like that. In 6th grade, a kid who sat next to me died, and I still think about it from time to time, like it's been over a decade. Yeah, it's really sad. You were in a bad position. Yeah, I definitely was, and they should have done better. Yeah. It's hard when you're new and your boss is telling you one thing. And also at that point, like, I had just stopped getting in trouble. Like my first month, my instruction was not good. So I was getting observed 2 days a week and getting feedback multiple times a week about what I was doing wrong. And I had just gotten to a point that I was starting to get positive feedback on my instruction. So like I really didn't feel comfortable like advocating or going against anything because I was like, I just got in good graces with y'all like very recently. Okay, let's continue on. My sophomore year of high school, my teacher had us do an absurd amount of speeches. We had about 10 books that school year, and we had to do a speech for almost all of them. I have severe anxiety, and we were required to completely memorize our 10-minute speeches. We had to present empty handed and have zero help to present. This would be hard even for me now as an adult. So I had a lot of trouble with these. During one of the speeches, I started having a panic attack in front of my entire class, fully crying, hyperventilating, shaking. I turned to my teacher about 2 minutes into my speech and said, I keep burping. I always say that on here. Can I be done? And he said, no, I want you to keep going. I literally had to beg him to let me stop doing my speech despite me visibly having a panic attack. I left the classroom to pull myself together and later found out from a classmate that my teacher was talking about me while I was out of the room, saying that my behavior was unacceptable and that someone like me wouldn't survive in the real world. That is so sad that he said that about you. I'm sorry. If a teacher insists on memorization like this, I assume they're a bad teacher. They're also a bad public speaker. Because any good public speaker will tell you you should never memorize a speech. You can memorize specific phrases or talking points, but you should never do like word for word for word because it sounds robotic and people can tell that you memorized it. And you also have to read the crowd in terms of your pacing. Like, it's not an effective teaching strategy for this. Okay. I received a 0 on that speech and didn't get a chance to lift the grade. For the rest of the year, he singled me out a lot. Anytime we had a speech and no one was volunteering to go, he would make me go. Even though I had asked that he let me present whenever I'm ready, maybe he thought making me go first would ease my anxiety, but after what he said about me, I feel like he was doing it for not very sincere reasons. Anyways, he is a shit teacher and I wish him nothing but the worst. English was my favorite subject and he really sucked the passion out of me. So I really hope he sleeps well at night knowing he absolutely made me hate a subject that I once loved. Let me catch up with the chat. All my teachers in high school had everyone convinced every college had a speech requirement. Like we should take the college level speech course through the university. I ended up dropping it and not taking them. And then guess what? No speech class requirement in college. Yeah, literally. I don't think I had one either. Okay, all of our PDs are held at a church for no reason other than our district partners with them. And I have a ton of religious trauma. This is my meme about this. Can I have a professional environment to do professional development? Your admin. Best I can do is trigger your religious trauma. Best we can do. Oh my God, junior year English teacher made me hate English after I loved it for a year. I also hated my junior year English teacher. And if you're watching this, I don't regret anything I said about you. I stand by it and I can out-teach you any day of the week. He was a very not famous teacher, but he had won a lot of awards, was widely loved in the community, but in reality, he was just like a mean girl and actually kind of a bully and really only can work with kids who like love English. So like, I'm not trying to shit on teachers because every teaching situation is hard and every single teaching situation has its challenges. However, all he talks about is how difficult it is to be a teacher, how impossible it is to be a teacher, yada, yada, yada. He works in a high income community with gifted and AP students exclusively and has never taught in a school that's like predominantly lower socioeconomic class, has never taught with students that like are really behind in reading. So I'm like, you really can't like say that you're in like the worst position and it's so hard because like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just never sat right with me when teachers speak that way. And they're like, you wouldn't have no idea what I go through, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're objectively in one of the easier positions to teach in. Like, he got a lot of money. We didn't have any behavioral issues. Like, he got to select his students, like, all of that. My high school speech teacher low-key bullied me and all my friends loved her. Yeah, I also found out from my sister, I hope that no one minds me sharing this, but I found out my sister had this teacher too. My sister loved this teacher at the time, but then like found out about some things that he had said to me and my friends, and then my sister like did not love this teacher and actually reached out to him and was like, hey, I loved having you as a teacher, but I'm hearing some things that are like concerning. I'd love to talk to you because I know you're an amazing teacher, blah blah blah. And he like ripped her a new one. He was like, how dare you come for me, you have no idea what it's like to be a teacher, blah 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 blah, many students love me, like completely came for her. It was really crazy. And apparently he had said like some not okay things to one of her friends that her friend told her when like my situation, it wasn't mine, it was actually one of my friends, had a thing with him. Yeah, it was like all crazy. Yeah, all of that. Crazy. I had an English teacher I really liked and logged onto Facebook last month to see her commenting on our local newspaper about how the LGBTQ plus community are P words. God. My high school 11th grade history teacher that I actually loved, we had a great relationship. He was like right wing and I was definitely not, but that was like before I knew as much, and he was always like really like let me talk about my opinion and like encouraged me to think critically and research on my own and stuff. And like me and him had a really good relationship, and then since like I started teaching and posting more political things, he blocked me on Facebook over it, which is like disgusting to me because it's like I'd always felt like we had like a mutually respectful dynamic, you know what I mean? Like we disagreed on like everything and he had like a lot of problematic views, but like we had never argued with each other or gotten into it at all. So I just, it kind of like hurt my feelings that happened. Do you guys like my word art? I picked the font that I hate the most. I'm gay, and at one of our anti-bias PDs, someone shared that she hates gay people and doesn't feel comfortable when gay parents pick up their kids. She was praised for sharing her feelings and nothing was done. The teacher says something incredibly bigoted. School leaders, thank you for your vulnerability, queen. That's gross. It's giving 2004. That's what I was going for. I wanted this part to look like the way schools create things that's so outdated and bad. No one told me that the weirdest part of student teaching would be eating in the staff room with your former teachers. I've never taught in a school where I like went. My English teacher I loved because of middle school principal and uploaded the security clip of my friend's brother getting assaulted and having a seizure on YouTube and claimed it. What? And claimed he did it on accident. Oh my God. Ugh. A teacher I was close with follows conservatives, and I literally threw up out of nerves. God. Okay. When I was in 7th grade, I fell off the stands in choir and scraped my elbow so badly it was dripping blood down my arm. I asked for a Band-Aid, and my teacher only had latex ones, which I'm allergic to. When I told her, she said I was lying just to skip class. She said I could either take her Band-Aids or wait till class was over, which was like 10 minutes, so I waited because I'm not putting latex on my skin no matter what. I left a small pool of blood in her room on the carpet while walking across campus. I left a trail of blood on the concrete. You poor baby. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. The office was pissed. I left a trail of blood that had to be cleaned up, but that was it. I'm pretty sure my teacher just didn't want to file an incident report. I find it very ironic that this happened at Safety Harbor Middle School, and you were literally just like bleeding all over the floor in the campus because no one would give you a Band-Aid that you could use. I'm currently a high school senior and going to be an education major. I'm never going back to my high school. It's not even a bad school. I just don't think I could look at former teachers as coworkers. For me, I couldn't do it more because of the administrators. A lot of the teachers there, I think I could teach with and have a fun time with. But like some of those administrators that would dress code me every day, like if they came into my room and tried to give me feedback on my teaching, I would be like, remember when you slut shamed me in 7th grade? Because I do. I remember. And I would say it like in front of the kids. Like, I just have too much baggage that I don't think I could act professional. Like, it would just be a triggering for me. And I would be like a dick to my bosses over it. Like, it's not the teachers. It would be the administrators. Because a lot of the administrators were just like assholes. So like, I would literally, Mr. Redacted having it out in the staff room. No, I'd be in the staff room and I'd be like, hey, Linda, I just wanted to tell you that your hair looks fucking terrible on you. It's looked fucking terrible since we were in high school. There was a whole Twitter page dedicated to it. And one time my shirt was messed up and my bra was sticking out and you really embarrassed me in front of a bunch of other kids. And then it like kind of fucked me up about my sexuality for a while because like you made me feel like I was worthless for being sexual. And then like that kind of messed with me. So I had to go talk to people about that. You know, like I would really go in. Like, I'm going to let you know. That's one thing I'm going to let you know. And then I would go find my 10th grade or my 9th grade math teacher and be like, you're the only person that's ever taught math in a way that I explain it or a way that I understand it. And don't let any of these other bitches shade you, because other teachers would shade her because, like, she didn't do really activities. Her room wasn't decorated. She didn't do, like, big projects and school events and stuff like that. But she was a phenomenal teacher. She was very good at giving instruction. She was very good at explaining things. She was very good at seeing what you didn't understand and figuring out like how to help you. And I just feel like she never gets enough credit for that. I should message her on Facebook. I'm actually going to do that once I get off of this. Actually, I'm going to do it right now. And I'm going to check my Twitter notifications. There's a lot. Follow me on Twitter. Thanks. Where the fuck is Facebook Messenger? I'm such a boomer. I really cannot. My best high school math teacher was like that, and my worst was way too involved in extracurriculars. Okay. I'm gonna like write this message with you guys. Okay. You to your math teacher, you're the only bitch in this house I ever respected. This is the best comment I've ever gotten. You're the only fucking bitch in this house I've ever respected. Literally, T, if I ever saw my history, 6th grade history teacher who pulled me out of my classroom to tell me my scoop neck shirt, to never wear my scoop neck shirt again, I would be bringing the wrong type of attention to myself. That was the energy I got. They'd be like, because I've had tickle bitties forever. I've had D cups since 8th grade. And they would always be like, you're bringing the wrong kind of attention. And I was like, I'm just wearing clothes. Like, like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, okay, let me focus and type this message. Sorry, I hit puberty at 10. Like, that's my fault. It's like, I ate too many chicken nuggets. The hormones were in there, and now I have huge tits. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that we're in this situation and that I had D cups in 8th grade, but this is where we are. Like, I should not be shamed for it. Keyboard ASMR time. Here, I'll ASMR you a little better. Okay. This is my message. I said, hi, I was just talking. I lied. Oh my God, can my fucking phone work? I'm literally turning into the Joker. Why isn't this fucking shit letting me scroll? Okay, I said, hi, I was just talking to some of my friends about great teachers we have had, and I wanted to reach out to you and tell you how much I learned from you. I really struggled with math for the few years. Oh my God. Shit makes me so mad. I really struggled with math for a few years before your class, and I felt like in your class everything really clicked, and I developed a deeper understanding of math that I still have. I just wanted to reach out and tell you. Some of my friends. You are some of my friends. Is that wrong? I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm Twitch streaming, because she's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all are my friends. Like, I'm literally talking to my friends. We're on FaceTime right now. My parasocial relationship going crazy. Like, Lex B520, you just follow me. We are friends. You are my friend. Fully. Me in middle school teaming up with a girl that got weird comments about having big boobs while Hershey defended me from bullies about being openly gay. That's the duo we never knew we needed. You know? That's the iconic duo that we deserve. Parasocial relationship go brr. She's my friend, you guys. I am your friend. Hey, queen. Okay. Let's get through the rest of these. Me trying to explain to my coworkers how I don't know you, but I know you, and you know who I am, but also you don't. We're friends. You in the back of the classroom suffering. This is about that poor story of that poor baby bleeding all over the floor. Don't overreact. Everything's fine. Okay, my district regularly has threats against it, and my elementary school is involved. They largely don't warn us or parents, and recently gave an active shooter training where they told us to just run out of the building and haven't fixed our doors, which all lock from the outside only. So they can lock you in. Literally, someone could lock you in the school and then like hunt you. Like, I don't mean to go there, but like, I'd rather I'd rather me go there and be prepared for it than someone crazy go there and do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go there, but I won't go there. Like, I'll go there mentally to get ready for that, to make sure it doesn't happen, you know? One time someone called you Miss Parking Lot on TikTok and it made me laugh because I tried to explain it to other people and they did not understand. That's funny. Your admin's plan for an active shooter. Happy Hunger Games. Good luck. Okay, men are useless. The guy who had my job before me never did anything. IEPs, that's an individualized education plan, were years out of compliance. He couldn't pick the kids out of a lineup if he had to. He was the principal's good friend, but when I got there last year, I was told that it was on me to fix everything immediately or that it would fall on me. Okay, I love the meme that I created for this one. Let me catch up with the chat. We can only lock our doors from outside the classroom, but they're really meant to be locked at all times. Mine can only lock from outside the room when I was a teacher, and it was meant to be locked at all times, but my kids would always be going in and out of the bathroom, and I would hate to stop and let them in. So I would usually like shove a door stopper like in there so that it wouldn't close all the way so that people could get in and out, just because I was like, this is annoying. I went to a school that didn't have classroom doors, and we legit had a lockdown. We were okay though. Damn, no doors in the lockdown? Okay, I wasn't given any training of any kind and then was marked as minimally effective on my evaluation because I didn't use a lesson plan template that my school used. The one I was never given and didn't even know existed. Your admin all year, I move in silence, and then your admin during your evaluation. 10 things I hate about you. This is like strong my admin energy right here. During my evaluation, my principal took points off for professionalism and communication, and I asked why, and he told me that he took points off in communication because I'm an amazing teacher. And keep in mind, this was my second year teaching. I never had my third year evaluation because I quit. He said that I was an amazing teacher, and he took points off in communication because I should have been seeking out other teachers and sending emails with my like tips and tricks and how I do what I do. He was like, you have so many tools and you keep them all to yourself. Like, you never share what you're doing with other people in the school, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I'm a second year teacher. It's your job to observe what I'm doing, and then you can tell me to share it or you can shout me out. But he was like basically at the evaluation, I had to turn in my parent contact log, and I did it by a Google form, and then the Google form makes an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet. And he was like so impressed with it, and he was like, you should have shared this with other teachers. Like, and I was like, dude, you told me to keep a log, and I kept a log. At no point did anyone check on that. Like, if someone had been like monitoring me throughout the year or been like, hey, how are you doing it? Do you need any help with it? Like, you would have seen it. Like, as a teacher, it's not my instinct to be like, oh, let me go show this to everybody else. Like, I would show the teachers that I worked with and like was friends with, but like, I'm not gonna send a mass email unprompted. Like, no offense, but no veteran teacher reads first, third year teacher emails with tips. Exactly. Like, and there were sometimes like my reading coach, I really liked her. She was good. And like, she would observe me like with like the games I would play. And she would be like, hey, in common planning, can you show everyone how to use that game? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And like, that's an environment where veteran teachers will like be more open because like it's in a meeting, you're already there and you're showing the person live. Like, no one's going to read an email from a rando. You know what I mean? Okay, I literally spent 60 minutes trying to convince the veteran male in my PLC to use Blookit on our failing review sessions, and he was like, no. Blookit is that girl. I love Blookit. School and district lie about the amount of COVID cases we have so we can stay open. Your admin covering your COVID cases. Like, do you guys know what this is from? This is actually one of my favorite shows. I would say this is probably my favorite show. If I had to pick one show, it would probably be this one. What show is it? Thanks, Quarter Life Crisis. Always quick. Quarter Life Crisis gets an A. Modern Family. Gab Page gets an A. Modern Family. Yes. It's Manny from Modern Family. I told myself I would pack away my laundry today, but I didn't. That sucks. Okay, so any questions? Any concerns? I'm going to hang out on here and chat a little bit. Feel free. I love being a star student. You are my star student. So I purposefully made this one shorter so that I could hang out on here and talk for a while. So like it's shorter so that I can talk more on here because like I want to start doing more memes and having more time to converse. So I'm trying to do 30 stories instead of 50. I used to do 50. So like we're not done. I'm going to hang out here for a while. But if you want to join this or if you want to submit, you can scan the QR code. If someone could drop the link in the chat, that would be like super fucking fire. If someone could drop the link to the Google form in the chat, I would really appreciate that. Just because I don't want to open my whole ass Google Drive. But I'm going to pull it up on my phone so that I can see if anyone's submitting it right now. Thank you, Quarter Life Crisis, star student. Here, I'll send it again. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. There it is. Of course, the chat isn't fucking updating. I just submitted one again. Good. And anyone can submit like as many as you would like. Like you can submit one once a week. Like one that I loved, I don't even remember what the story was, but someone was like, hey, I submitted one 2 weeks ago and I have an update. I love that. Absolutely love everything about that. People that are like, I have some shit to air out. It's still going on. Currently planning an overthrow, literally. Yeah, sorry, I had to update my chat. The stories never end about my department chair. God, I'm sure. Anarchy. I don't even know what that means, but I love it. My boyfriend made a comment. We went out to dinner with my parents, and he was like, your Southern accent gets so much more intense when you're around your dad. And I was like, if you don't like the way I talk, you don't need to be with me. He likes it, though. He thinks it's cute. I have too many to submit. Submit all of them. I went on Grad Bash this week and have stories from that. Bro, I need to hear about the Grad Bash. Not Grad Bash. Not Grad Bash. Ugh. God. Not Grad Bash. I'm sure that was rough. But yeah, the person that said you have, what's Grad Bash? Grad Bash is like a graduation party thing for the students. So like sometimes they'll go to like Universal Studios or like Six Flags or like something like that, or like the beach. Like I don't know, I've seen a bunch of different ones. It's like a graduation thing for the seniors. I submitted one last week and I don't think you've done it yet, so I can't wait to hear your thoughts. So I go through like 30 a week. Let me look and see which ones I went through this week and how many I have so that I can tell you when I'll be going through it. Okay. New Google security alert. Okay. Okay, so this one was submissions 185 to 215. Right now I have 255 submissions. So I'm going to do 30 more next week. So I bet yours is in next week's. Because when I looked at this the other day, it had like 240 something. At my grad, someone sprayed bear mace in the theater hall. Oh, no, that's not good. They go to Universal Studios from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. in Florida. I think, is that where my students are at? I think my old students are going there soon. Oh, I need to message one of them. I'm supposed to meet up with her at Starbucks tomorrow to go over like our college applications but she hasn't been texting me back, so I don't know if that's happening or not. So if she doesn't answer, I'm not going. Love you. If you're watching this, love you. Sorry. Hi. Do you still want to meet tomorrow? I didn't get grad because of COVID. I'm sorry, Rat Salad. That was your first chat too. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for like the 2020, 21 kids. I feel bad for everybody, but like that would really suck, is not having the graduation stuff. Let me see if my girly answers me. Okay. All we got was a pin of the golden apple. We were called the Apple Men for graduating. That's boring. What are you going to do with a pin? Was it even gold? Could you sell it to get something better? Aw. One of my students just posted pics of her baby, and it's so cute. Or one of my former students. She's like graduated now. I accidentally huffed spray paint in a band practice room because I thought it'd be a good idea to spray the tip of my Converse. I'm surprised we didn't get in serious trouble. I'm going to be honest. If I came in and kids had spray paint, they'd all be in serious trouble. So I'm also surprised. I wasn't able to get my first job out of high school because of COVID, and now I can't find a job. Keep on trucking. to get my job, I applied to over 200 jobs, and I only had 2 interviews, and I got rejected from one, and the other one was the job I have now. So it'll be okay. Just keep applying. It was not gold, and now it just collects dust in a box in my room. I got grad 21, but no prom. Junior or senior year, and to be honest, I would have preferred one prom to graduation. Yeah, I agree. Let me see what my grandma said to me. I shouldn't be on here checking my phone. She literally called me 4 times. I'm gonna text her. Okay. What do you exactly do at prom? Prom was not the vibe to me. I went once. I'm glad I went once. I went to prom my junior year, and I really it was cool, but I don't like crowds. I don't like being in super loud ass environments. So it was just not a vibe for me and myself, but I'm glad I went and got the experience. I like how I'm oh, why are there only 70 people here? I wasn't fully on my phone for a couple minutes. Oh, no one wants to watch you be on your phone. That's shocking. I'm getting ready to graduate from law school, and honestly, I don't even want to go to graduation, but I feel if for the rest of my family, because it's the first in my family to go to any grad school, yeah, I would go for your family. It's just a day, even if you don't want to go. If it's important to your family, I think it's worth it, just depending on your relationship with them, and if that's something that would make you feel good to do it because it's important for your family, If it was me, I would do it, even though I'm not into stuff like that, I would go because it could be a cool moment for your family and, I had prom on Friday. It's mostly just a blob of students jumping and swaying. In the middle, there was food and tables on the side. I mostly just like dressing up. Yeah, I mainly did prom for the pics. And that's all I really cared about. And still, I love that I have my prom pictures. I love that I have good prom memories. I went with a very close friend of mine who's gay, so it was it was just fun, there was no date pressure, there was no pressure for anything. It was just a fun experience, even though I don't like prom type events, but it was still fun. I went to prom once as a sophomore with my outcast friends, and my date had a baby already, but it was decent. Shout out to you. Did you guys bring the baby? I'm assuming no. My head is itchy. Do I have lice? I always convince myself I have lice. One thing about me, I'm going to convince myself that I have lice. Ow. I went to prom senior year, and I don't remember most of it because it was boring. Yeah, exactly. My pics were fire, but I don't remember most of it. I was the gay date for mine, too. It's just, better that way. And also, he had a boyfriend, and, his boyfriend was, older and didn't really want to go, so it, worked out perfectly. Oh, my God, my teacher messaged me back. Hopefully she's cool with me reading this. The baby came for Grand March, but not actual prom. That's a vibe. Okay. She said, OMG, I needed this so badly. I know you know what a rough time it is to teach because it drove you out of the profession. The fact that it's very sad for all the students who could have had you, but I totally understand and applaud your courage in getting out when needed to. Thank you so much for reaching out with your kind words. I still remember what a joy it was to have you in my classroom. I know you're going to be a super successful realtor or anything you decide to do. This message is just the fuel I need to get through the week after spring break when we're all wishing it was still spring break. Thank you. See, that's one thing I've I don't know. I had a realization, maybe it was because of COVID, I don't know, but whenever I think something nice about someone and I'm should I tell them? I just tell them. If you ever think something about someone and you're having a fond memory, just reach out to them and just be hey, thought of you, hope you're doing well. I don't know. It means a lot when I get stuff like that, and I think it just is a good thing to do, and I think people should do it more often, Man, I like lemons subscribed with Prime. Lemons are my fave. Lemons are my fave scent, my fave flavor. I put lemon juice in all my water. Love it. Oh my God, at my school, if you wanted to have a same-sex date, you had to prove to admin you were actually gay and then ask parent permission? Hi, do you give your child permission to be gay at prom? No? Okay, goodbye. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God. What if you want to go with a friend, but it's a date? Yeah, like at my high school, so me and my friend both went to the school, so we both had tickets, so that like wasn't a thing. But if you were having a date, their ticket cost more, and you just had to put their like name in, and I think you had to put like what school they went to or something. Like you couldn't bring like a grown up. Like they had some kind of measure in place for that. What do you mean proved? You say, I don't know, you got a kiss, so you must be faking. The administrator in the office is like, fucking kiss right now, or you can't go to prom. Prove you're gay. Prove it. Me rolling up in my checkered vans to prove it. Me coming up with my jeans cuffed a little bit and being like, this is proof. My grandma's not texting me back. Oh, my sister's coming to visit me. So I said fuck that and went with my friend with a baby. Yeah, absolutely. Do the thing with your hand to prove it, or else you have to pass the Am I Gay quiz. You come into the office and there's a Chromebook with a BuzzFeed Am I Gay quiz. They're like, if you don't score a certain marker, if you don't score at least the gay energy of like JoJo Siwa, you can't go to prom with your date. I'm sorry, that's the cutoff. Show us your top songs on Spotify, and Sweater Weather must be one of your top 3 songs. So this is how, like, I was such an angsty teenager. So in reality, I just had really bad undiagnosed anxiety and depression that now I like manage, and then I didn't. And I was a lifeguard, literally a lifeguard in the fucking sun in the fun. And I used to plug my iPhone 4 into the speaker system and play Sweater Weather on repeat while I set up the pool before it opened. And this one dad would always be playing tennis and could hear my music, and he bought me like a thing to hook my phone up, because I used to just play it on my phone and keep like my phone in my pocket. So he bought a thing for my phone to hook up to the big speakers. So he was like, oh, I always hear you playing your music. And I wonder what that man was thinking, because like that's a red flag for a 14-year-old lifeguard to be playing Sweater Weather on repeat while setting up pool chairs and like cleaning the water slide. Like I was deeply unwell. Deeply. What happened to me in 2013? The Sweater Weather thing hit too close to home. Do you drink iced coffee and walk fast quickly? I'm going to tell my coworker that, because he's gay and he always drinks iced coffee, and we call him Iced Coffee King. And whenever we walk places together, I'm literally like running behind him. It's too cold, meanwhile, in 90-degree weather. Literally, like, I'm sure I'm going to get skin cancer. I'm sure I'm going to get skin cancer from that job. And I was out there playing Sweater Weather. Like, the melanoma wasn't forming on my chest because I would never wear sunscreen. And we had to sign a thing. I have no one to blame but myself, because my mom told me how important sunscreen was willing to buy whatever sunscreen I wanted. She was like, you need to be wearing sunscreen every day. She was like, you need to wear a hat every day. You need to have an umbrella on you every day. Like, the sun will kill you. She was like, we are pasty people. Like, our people cannot handle the sun. Like, you need to protect yourself. Because I don't burn easily. I burn, but not like some white people. Like, you know, some white people, they go out in the sun. Sorry, you can probably hear me playing with like this squishy toy. Some white people go out in the sun and are immediately fucking sunburned. I'm definitely not that. I burn, but not like that. And she was like, you need to be wearing sunscreen every day. And I just didn't listen to her. And then my boss, they actually made us read something about like skin cancer and the importance of sunscreen. And you had to sign it saying that you had been made aware, and that they did have sunscreen for us, but it was like really shitty. That they were offering sunscreen, and that if you got melanoma or like skin cancer, you would not sue them. So like, I have no one to blame but me for that. And I would just be in there every day, no sunscreen. Like, if I find pics, it's like, it's not good. I was very tan. It was never like cancelable, because it was always a natural tan, and just like with my skin tone, you can only get so dark. So it was never giving like, why do you look like a different race? But it was like very evident. I spent 12 hours a day in the sun. OMG, I thought of you at Grad Bash because all of us were making jokes about how we keep taking Am I Autistic quizzes. I need to talk to my therapist about that. It's Autism Awareness Month, so I'm thinking about getting tested for autism in Autism Awareness Month, because, like, it's the perfect time to be aware, you know? I moved out last fall for college and suddenly I wasn't depressed. So a lot of people are like, oh, I was depressed because I live with my parents. I was really depressed in college. I didn't live with my parents, but I would say like that's when I was at like my lowest depression wise, was like in college. That was not my lowest anxiety wise, but that was definitely my lowest depression wise. I also get a little funky when I stay with my parents too long. I just kind of like, what's the word? Regress back to teenage me. One time in college, I was outside prepping for an event, and I completely forgot to wear sunscreen. I'm hella pasty. I got so sunburnt, my entire face swelled up. Went to the campus health center because I can't open my eyes, and the nurse said, you should wear sunscreen. Yeah, no shit, honey. That's not helpful at this time. I got tested the day after getting my second COVID shot, and when they don't, I had the autism. I got tested the day after getting my second COVID shot, and they made me had autism made too many jokes. Autism Acceptance Month because fuck autism speaks in the partnership. So actually, the company that I work for, like, will make graphics for agents to post on social media. So they'll make like a Merry Christmas one. They'll make like awareness month ones, like a Black History Month one, whatever. They posted all of these like autism awareness ones, and all of them were like blue with the puzzle piece, and I was talking to one of my agents about it, and I was like, hey, just so you know, like a lot of people that do have autism like don't really like this organization, so if you are planning on posting some of the like stuff for the month, just like find stuff that's not blue and puzzle piece. Like there was some stuff that was more neutral colors and just said like acceptance and awareness and like things like that, and just like messages about inclusivity, because I was talking about that at work the other day. I do not remember most of 7th grade, and I think I'm convinced it's because I was depressed and it fucked up my memory. Red and rainbow infinity signs. Yeah, there were some rainbow infinity sign ones on there. They had both, like, in our marketing materials. And so I was like, yeah, just use the rainbow ones. There was, like, white and all neutral colors with, like, very faint rainbows on it. It was pretty. They did a good job on it. Damn, really brutal out here. I'm so excited my sister's coming to visit me. Ah! God. I'm probably going to hop off of here in a little bit. I don't know, though. There's still 66 people here. I'm surprised 66 people want to hang out with me. I've been soft dropping my autism diagnosis to my coworkers. I was going to make a formal announcement. Like, if I get diagnosed as autistic, I'm going to get, like, you know, those, like, congratulations, it's a boy signs. I'm going to get one and change it and be like, congratulations, it's autism, and hang it from my desk. That's what I'm going to do. And then if people are like, you have autism, you don't seem like you have autism, then that's an education opportunity. And I can be like, fun fact, it's different, you know? Like, I think this is good. Should I ask HR first? Yes. Am I going to? No. No, I'm not, because they'll say no. They'll say no. But then they'll say no. They'll be like, don't do that. But if I get in trouble, then I can go in there and be like, I'm in trouble for celebrating my diagnosis. I thought this was an inclusive company, and I was excited to share news and clarity about my life with my family of colleagues. And that's not allowed, you know, like, I think I can really, like, I think I got it. You know what I mean? Like, I think I can be strategic with it if it gets there. I tell myself I'm neurotypical, but when I tell my friends, they literally laugh at me and think I need to get diagnosed. I don't know with what, but with something. That's one thing with me. Like, I don't think we will ever fully know exactly anything, but like something's not right. Something's not right up here. I think I need to get into therapy before I can do all of that. I just like, to me at work, I'm like joking the whole time. Like the whole time I'm just putting on an act. Like I'm just in the simulation. I'm joking. So like, whatever, man. Honestly, go find yourself a therapist. They know what's up. 3 of my coworkers community diagnosed me with autism. They're all autistic and told me I need to officially get diagnosed. Yeah. I should go. I think it would be helpful. That's where I'm at. I'm neurodivergent, but I don't think I'll ever know the cause. This is what I think. I think like we as humans are obsessed with labeling things. We are obsessed with categorizing things, and we are obsessed with everything being black and white and everything fitting into a box. I think like just how all of us have really different face shapes, and like we all have different marks on our skin, and we all have different hair types. Like I think our brains are the same way, and different people have different characteristics that are similar or different to what like the norm is. And like it's impossible to know exactly what's going on. And like a lot of these labels are very helpful in terms of finding resources and things like that. But I think it's like really normal and really possible for like your feeling towards certain diagnosis or like certain diagnosis changing throughout your life. Like I think just as humans, we all need just to relax a little bit and to just kind of like be a little more flexible with that kind of thing in terms of our thinking around it. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's ADHD, maybe anxiety, maybe trauma. At this point, I'm just vibing, trying to decide exactly. And like it can come in ebbs and flows throughout your life. Trauma can change you a lot. Like I think it's impossible to be like, oh, I need to know the answer, because like there is no answer, and it's going to change throughout your life, and you're always going to be getting to know yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like on that note, we should probably end. I feel like that was a really positive note to end on. It is 9:30. I need to eat something. I always do this to myself. I 100% agree with you. Yeah, it's just like we don't need to label everything. I kind of feel the same way about sexuality, but that's a very different topic. Like I think your feelings can change the way you label yourself and whatever. Bessie, please start eating earlier. I did a good job last week. Last week I really did a good job. It's because so normally, this is the thing. Sexuality is a spectrum, exactly. This is the thing. I planned to eat today, and then I forgot I had this interview. So I got home and was like, shit, I have to do this interview right now. And then I was supposed to stream like right afterwards. So it just like, I was just being dumb and like not looking at my calendar correctly today. But yeah, I had a snack. I had like, it was like these little bun things with like meat and cheese inside from Trader Joe's. I had 2 of them. So I had like a hearty snack before I went on here. Don't worry. Like I've eaten since lunch. Yeah. Maybe I get McDonald's. Okay. Wait, were you in Sex and Gender with Harry Barbie? I keep meaning to bring this up. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I think you commented that on one of my videos. And also, Harry Barbie reached out to me on Facebook and was like, hey girl, I've seen you on TikTok. I love what you're doing. Did you sit in the front? Yes, I did. I was front and center in fucking college. I was getting those participation points. I got all A's in college just because I would talk to the professors so much. Harry Barbie, they reached out to me on Facebook and was like, I love your TikTok. I love what you're doing with teaching. And I was like, because I remember we sat next to each other. I think I do remember you. I remember you. I remember like talking about stuff in that class because I sat next to a lot of people in that class. This is too funny. I love a parasocial relationship, but it's also a real relationship. I remember in that class, like at the end of the semester, that they were like, my students are the most important thing to me, and like yada yada yada. And I was like, damn, I've never gotten that from a college professor. I feel like most college professors don't give a shit about their students. Like, I don't know, it was just really nice that like they cared about us so much and talked about how like they struggled in college, like professors that helped them, and like they were just an incredible professor. You should too. I'm gonna message them on LinkedIn and tell them about this because I feel like they would really appreciate it, that like their former students who are now like, you know, out of school are like still interacting with each other in this way. This was really fun though. Thank you as always. I love streaming. I love being on here. I'm gonna cry. I'm getting my period soon. It's really fulfilling to me. It's really fun for me. Lately I've been thinking a lot about how like I'm like sad to leave the classroom, and like it's really like grief over leaving the classroom, but like this makes it fun, and like this makes it worth it, and all of that. This is such a good note to end on. This is a really giving like Disney movie. But have a good night. Go to sleep. Fill out the form if you have anything you want to say. Let me send it one more time if you have any horror stories to submit. There's the Google form. Good night. Peace and love. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Don't do anything to add or subtract from the population. And I will see you on Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Operation Paperclip. It might be on Nearpod. It might just be me talking. But I will see you then.